Bloody Jake up here, meeting my icon, Catherine Isabel.
Chance, a sailor skilled in martial arts, is employed to guard Natasha as she tracks down her father, a veteran living in New Orleans. They soon discover a sinister group of wealthy men who hunt the homeless for sport, paying them $10,000 if they can survive a cross-town journey. When Chance discovers that Natasha's father is one of their victims, he decides to destroy the evil hunters. Yeah, continuing my string of action movie reviews, particularly Jean-Claude Van Damme action movie reviews. We're talking about Hard Target, one of the quintessential action films of the 90s, and of all time, really, in my opinion, and others. This is a big favorite among JCVD fans. And I gotta admit, I didn't see it till now. Yes, I seen the Scott Adkins one first. But I just really got hit with this big kick to get into these films a couple months ago. So cut me a little slack, please. But yeah, and that premise I just read off of Google, so it made it sound even cheesier than it actually is. But yeah, Hard Target. I have the Blu-ray copy right here, which I just got delivered today. It looks pretty good, the transfer and everything like that. But yeah, I've been reviewing a lot of Van Damme films, and I gotta say, I really, really like this one. I thought it ended up being a damn good time. Awesome, even. Like I said, this is a quintessential Van Damme film. If you're going to be a fan of his, if you're going to see what his kind of movies are about, you gotta watch this one at some point. I almost said John. Yeah. Okay, Jean-Claude Van Damme. He is what he is, if you're going into it, you know what you're getting from him, and he's good here. Some really, really nice fight sequences, some good chase sequences, and he has a good presence in it, This is probably when he was at roughly the height of his career, and it shows here, because, he had the studios backing him, the budget, everything like that. Had a few different little areas mixed into it, from the towns in the city to the woods and stuff like that. I thought it worked really well. And he had John Woo directing this, and John Woo is one of the most acclaimed action directors of all time. And this is his first big Hollywood film that he did. Now, if you read behind the scenes for this movie, you know that apparently he and Van Damme did have some issues on set. Wu said he did have an ego, but he did not regret working with him, that he was professional while filming. But yet other examples of Van Damme's apparent ego, because apparently he wanted to make his own edit of the movie, which he did. He went in with his own guy after they were done, and basically included more shots of his muscles and cut out some other actors' parts and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm a big Van Damme fan, but I admit he has an ego like other people do. And he was at the prime of his career, so he probably thought he knew what was best for himself. But John Woo apparently still got a lot of respect on set, and he did say he still does not regret working with Van Damme. So it must not have been that big of an issue with them. But yeah, I just thought everything about the movie worked great. The first half an hour, 40 minutes might be slow for some, I guess. But once it gets around that 45-50 minute mark, it just takes off and really does not let up. like I said, the fight sequences and the chases and the whole warehouse climax with Chance taking on the rest of Lance Henriksen's men, who we'll talk about in a minute. It was just really, really engaging. I really got into it. And, there's a lot of movies that like to use the quote, non-stop action, non-stop thrills or whatever. But this one really is, practically. Just some really great shots, really great moments. And Lance Henriksen, who, is a very well-renowned actor, from the Alien films to, Pumpkinhead, which I talked about a while ago, to other more, mainstream films. He was definitely a big presence to have in this movie as our main villain. And I thought he did pretty good. I mean, there isn't necessarily the most layers to the character, but I think he is definitely a better version of Robert Knepper's in the indirect sequel of Scott Adkins. Knepper is fine, but Lance Henriksen is just Lance Henriksen, and he definitely has good. He definitely knows how to sort of pull attention towards him, and I guess there's going to be even more of his character shown at one point, just sort of going about their operations, but that part was cut out too. But I thought he was good for the part he had, and he really served the movie well and sort of puts his Henriksen stamp of legitimacy on the whole thing. I also enjoyed the uncle character. He was quite an enjoyable presence to have on screen as well. And come on, that shot is just epic, man. And then Yancy Butler as Natasha. I liked her quite a bit too. I guess there's another scene of her and Van Damme in some kind of love scene, but that was cut. So Van Damme didn't want people to show him having sex with an attractive woman, but he wanted to show his muscles or something, I guess. I don't know. But it's not a big complaint really, because their chemistry is fine. But he definitely comes across more like a bodyguard type, which is really what his character is. So really, I don't think the romance angle is necessarily necessary. There's a few moments of tension, but I don't think it really needed them to really act on it in the middle of everything. And then, of course, you have Van Damme's moment with the snake here, biting the tail off. And he knocks it out with a punch, by the way. And he sets a trap for the guys to come across later. The snake ends up biting one of the guys and being put down. So there was that. Classic. And just how he, rips it. And that was a lot of fun. And that's, again, just what this movie was. And I gotta say, that whole third act in the warehouse I talked about already. One of the best sort of final shootouts of any film I've seen. Just you're used to Van Damme doing all these great kicks, which he does do, but this is how he uses the shotgun, the pistols, a lot of great brutal-looking shots with that. There's a decent amount of blood in it. I really enjoyed. He goes under one of the main bad guys and ends up shooting him up basically from the... just a lot of moments like that I could take from it. I also really enjoyed... you guys know the villain, dies in this movie. I enjoyed how that played out with Henriksen. A little touch of humor to it. And there's the movie knows not to take itself fully seriously, and it acknowledges what kind of movie it is, and so do I. But at that, it really, really succeeds. Which is why I'm giving Hard Target an A, basically. Oh, we're not talking about Numb right now. Basically, in at 92%. I just thought it was very, very good. I had some trouble with my translator, letter grade translator specifics and stuff like that. But yeah, it's definitely an A, basically. One of the best of its genre you're going to see. I don't see how you can be a Van Damme fan and not like this movie. Still a few flicks I want to watch and revisit of his, but hopefully within the next month or two I'll be doing some kind of ranking video of my favorite Van Damme films. I think that'd be a lot of fun. And yes, I am still getting back to more horror movies. I promise that, and that will happen. But I've been enjoying these types of videos as well. So yeah, let me guys thought about Hard Target. How do you think it compares to the indirect sequel they did with Adkins? Where does it rank among your favorite Van Damme movies or action movies in general? You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. And how dare I not mention Van Damme's mullet? Is that a knock against the movie? I don't know. It's weirdly kind of cool, but it's weirdly... no. So, I don't know. Catch you guys next time. Peace.